At a piggery 2 hours north of Adelaide, there's an air of excitement and celebration because a big day has finally arrived. Behind this door, we're about to reveal for the very first time an innovation that this company believes will transform the way that pork is produced the world over. Let's take a look. Dave, how are you going?
Good, how are you, Tim? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Kate, how are you going?
Nice to meet you.
So this is it. This is the great innovation.
So this is our innovation. This is the sun pork maternity ring.
And how big a breakthrough do you think it is in the industry?
This is a game changer compared to other alternatives that are out there in the Australian and international industries, yeah.
You must be pretty excited.
Absolutely, very excited. It's the result of 10 years of R&D within our farms. We've come up with this design.
What it is it's a way to house sows and her piglets from all the way through from giving birth to when the piglets are weaned. The concept is all around preserving the amount of space that our sows need when they're in this stage of reproduction.
It also benefits the piglets.
They're housed on fully slatted flooring, and this really improves the hygiene, so making sure that all the dung goes through to the effluent system to keep the sow and the litters clean and healthy. And then probably the most sort of important point about it is this big ring that's located inside of the pen.
Most importantly, the ring replaces and eliminates farrowing crates, close confining pens that have long been a controversial part of modern indoor piggeries. Animal scientist Dr. Kate Plush has played a key role in its development.
Now that it's here, it just brings a big smile and sometimes a bit of a tear to my face.
Modern sows are prolific, on average giving birth to 14, sometimes more piglets in one litter. Allowing the sow to move has many advantages.
In terms of her being able to perform more natural behaviours, there are other physiological advantages to the piglets as well. So she farrows them down quicker, so she gives birth a lot quicker.
The scientists have shown these piglets are more robust and grow more quickly than those in conventional pens, with far less risk of being accidentally, usually fatally squashed by their mother.
So a conventional system, Tim, really restricts the ability of the sow to move around because of the big weight disparity between the mum sow and the newborn piglet. Whereas this system, we feel that we can still achieve this protection, but allow the sow a hugely greater mobility, both before she gives birth, so when she likes to build a nest, during the actual farrowing process herself to make herself comfortable, and then as she feeds and grows her piglets all the way through lactation.
And the ring really protects piglets from crushing by the sow because it restricts where she can lie.
Sows like to lie down against a hard surface, and if we didn't have the ring in there, that would be the solid wall. If there was a piglet in that area, it would probably get overlaid and crushed inadvertently from the sow. So yeah, the ring's really important and it keeps those baby pigs alive.
In the widely used farrowing crate system, piglet mortality rates can be up to 20%. In this system, the piglets quickly learn to huddle in the warmth of a safe zone to the side, at high-risk times, such as when the sow is feeding. This has been a long journey for everyone involved, especially for Dr. David Lyons. Growing up on a dairy farm helped set him on the road to becoming an animal scientist. This seemingly simple innovation has taken almost a decade to devise and refine.
Yeah, so it's been 10 years of hard work. We're up to iteration number 9 at the moment, which we're currently building a farrow house on one of our farms, which will have that iteration in it. And that'll take us, when those are done, it'll take us to well over 1,000 maternity rings within Sunpork Farm South.
It began with a worldwide quest to find a better system.
So originally I was working about 12 years ago utilising European designs, and we found that they weren't suited to our Australian environment or our sows.
Dr. Robert van Barneveld is a pork industry expert, a registered animal nutritionist and the managing director of the Sun Pork Group.
There was a lot of investment by the industry to look at farrowing alternatives. But we spent millions of dollars, and I think we just realised we weren't going out anywhere and had to go back to the drawing board.
Sunpork's plan was ambitious.
We needed to come up with a design where we could have zero confinement of the sow at all times and yet still protect the piglet from crushing by the sow, which is one of the advantages of a farrowing crate, traditional farrowing crate.
Many in the industry believed it was unachievable. Along the way, the research debunked the belief that when giving birth, sows like to be reclusive behind high walls.
And what we found was that it actually created a lot of fear in those sows because they couldn't see what was happening inside of the shed, but also was a big WHS risk for our staff.
Here they can be private or stand up to socialise, displaying what's called highly motivated behaviours. And the sows are measurably calmer and more content.
They can perform their natural behaviours, they can interact with their piglets as they need to. They can turn around, they've got freedom of movement, all the things that a traditional farrowing crate doesn't provide for a sow.
They say it also delivers better productivity. Sows in the system are among the company's best performers. Sunpork is Australia's largest pork producer.
We've got about 52,000 sows, 48 farms in Australia and about 7 or 8 in New Zealand. We produce about 90 million kilos of pork in our own right.
With its own and other producers, the company processes about 2.3 million pigs annually. It believes the maternity ring is a major advance in how pigs will be raised from now on. Margot Andre from Australia's Peak Pork Body says it proves the industry prioritises animal welfare.
I've always been really proud of the pig industry in the way we lead the way in animal welfare, biosecurity, sustainability. So I think this is another demonstration of us taking a lead and actually providing solutions that do provide that new environment for our animals and actually extend that care.
Importantly, it also has the support of a key animal welfare agency. Melina Tenson, Senior Scientific Officer with the RSPCA, has been involved in its development.
The maternity ring is a game changer for indoor pig production. Currently, pregnant sows are moved into farrowing crates just before they're about to give birth, and they stay there until their piglets are weaned. And the maternity ring essentially offers a way out.
And having RSPCA at the table and involved in our research demonstrates that we do take animal care very seriously and we take community feedback very seriously. My hope is that the general community and Australians every day actually recognise that we go above and beyond for our animals and our people.
The pork industry has long raised pigs indoors because it says it's the most efficient method of production. Animals can be kept at an optimal temperature, shielded from extremes of weather, fed special rations and monitored to maintain them in good health. But the death rate of newborn piglets from accidental crushing led to the worldwide adoption from the 1960s of farrowing crates, long condemned as cruel by animal rights groups. Robert van Barneveld is happy to show us a now obsolete design.
So Rob, what was this design?
Well, Tim, I mentioned that 15 years ago the industry invested heavily in alternatives. This was one of the designs that was assessed. There were many, and I think it shows why we moved away from this type of approach.
It was also to protect workers. Sows can be aggressive and dangerous.
And those bars are adjustable?
Yeah, the idea was the sow came in and then she was closed in here. And to prevent her squashing piglets, she would be left in the confined area for the first 5 to 7 days, and then the idea was the pen would ultimately be opened up. But really, I don't think we saw any benefit for the sow, and we certainly saw a lot more deaths in piglets. And from a perception point of view,
it looks pretty terrible.
It looks pretty terrible.
Yes.
The motivation for an alternative was obvious: growing consumer concern about how pigs are raised indoors.
And the maternity ring is a viable option to house sows in a manner that's not extreme confinement, which is what the farrowing crate is. So essentially the maternity ring changes everything.
Mother pigs prefer to be sedentary for 3 to 4 weeks before giving birth and after. The new system doesn't mean extra pen space, just very clever use of the existing space for sows.
The really important thing for a sow during this stage of her reproductive cycle is for her to be able to bond and have contact with her piglets. That's the #1 driver for her, and in this system we can achieve that.
That will help make this system affordable to pig producers wanting to switch to it.
We now have the first evidence in the world that in our system, in a 4.3 square metre footprint, we can house a sow while she produces her piglets and meet the 5 domains. And that includes a positive mental state for the sow.
The 5 domains of welfare: nutrition, physical environment, health, behavioural interaction and mental state, which the scientists can measure by careful observation and monitoring.
When a sow is about to give birth, she's highly motivated to seek out a nest and build a nest for her piglets. And in indoor production systems, that can be provided by giving the sow access to manipulable materials, nesting substrates, for example, but also by providing freedom of movement so that she can turn around and she can lie down and get up comfortably.
Sunpork has a patent on the maternity ring, but the company is happy to share the innovation and supervise its rollout to the wider industry.
Really, the reason we're giving it away is we've demonstrated a benefit for the sow from a welfare perspective. And I don't think you can use welfare as a marketing tool. So if there's a genuine welfare benefit, we have an obligation to make sure every animal has access to it. That's what we should be doing.
Sunpork has just unveiled the innovation to the Australian pork industry, where it has been warmly welcomed.
So it's a whole holistic approach to the care for those sows. So it's really fantastic to have that alternative.
The company has also published in a peer-reviewed journal a detailed scientific article about the benefits of the maternity ring.
This is robust science that stacks up.
The innovation already has the approval of Greenstock, the meat buying division of supermarket giant Woolworths.
The rollout of the new maternity rings will take at least 10 years and cost the company more than $100 million. But it says it's a very small price to pay for the massive benefits that will flow.
And we're happy to keep looking at improvements, and we will keep investing in improvements. But the fact remains is we've demonstrated that it works with this system.
Pork, along with poultry, is one of the world's most popular meats. Consumption is on the rise in Australia and globally. It's predicted the adoption of this new production method will alleviate concerns about how indoor pigs are farmed.
A transition to confinement-free is closer than ever before. So no more stalls, no more crates. That's the future of pig farming.
It's something that is going to have a big impact, not just in Australia, but worldwide.
It is really exciting to see how it will progress and what other countries will take it up. We've got some pretty sound science behind the measurements and the claims, so it'll be hard for other people, I think, really to not implement what we've designed. I really want people to understand that this is a homegrown technology that is really, at its heart, good for our pigs, our people and our productivity.